Right, here we are then with Shabby Utd. In this video, we're going to be going through our squad player by player, showcasing who we have, and then we're going to play our first game of the season, which I believe is against Stratford. It is against Stratford, okay. So first of all, let's sort by position, we'll go through that way. We have got, so again, we'll just recap the rules, in case you missed the last video. Essentially, what we're doing is we're going to be utilising the Youth Academy, mainly in this career mode. We're allowed to sign one player per window should we want to, however I've not signed any in this window. All the players that come through the academy will be going through a random nation generator and a random number generator to generate the potential. So as you can see, we've got lots of random nations in here already. So let's go through position by position and see who we have for this first season. First of all, from Cuba we have Sean Morgan, a 18-year-old goalkeeper. I don't know if he's going to be amazing for us, but he's pretty solid for this level, I suppose. He might get a bit of football. He's only down as a substitute at this point in time. Another youngster we have is Kevin Motta, who is from Luxembourg. Again, not a great goalkeeper, but again, at this sort of level, should be adequate, to be honest, but nothing major for the future, I don't think. And our number one choice goalkeeper from Northern Ireland is Adrian Doyle, who again is not incredible. Looks like a better option than the other two. Slightly better now and slightly better potential as well. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out with him. But again, I think goalkeeper might be one of our weaker positions here this season. Right into right back then, we have the Ukrainian Roman Pietov. Looks pretty solid actually. Again, not amazing stats now, but looks like he's got a pretty good potential according to the coaches. With a superb rating for the future team. Only 16 years of age, so I think he'll be mainly in the under-18s for now. Next up, we've got a German in Hans Baumann. Pretty solid player, someone who I think is going to be a really good player for us this season. He's got his Holy Trinity all above 13 as well, which is great heading, marking and tackling, and some other really good stats as well, which is going to make him a really solid centre-back for this level. Next up then, we have got again from Northern Ireland, Jermaine Nolan. This time a left back, again is a very, very good player. I think is going to be one of our first choice players this season and someone who is going to get a lot of football and someone hopefully we can keep a hold of. Next up then we've got Georgi Popov, 18-year-old Bulgarian. He's going to be more of a backup, I think. Doesn't really have great potential, but is an okay player for this sort of level. He's wanted by Solihull Borough. What league are they in? That'll give us a rough idea of how good he actually is. They're in 5C, so they're 5 divisions ahead of us, so that shows how good he is, I suppose. And he's only a backup for us. Next up then we've got from Bhutan, Choki Dodri. A player who can play left back and centre back. Looks like a pretty solid player with good potential as well. So this is one I'm very interested in. I don't think there's many... No, he's the only player who exists for Bhutan, so he should get called up for the national side pretty soon as well. As well in defence, we have the American LSD. Yep. Decent current ability, but even better potential. Only 17 years of age, can play right back, left back and centre back. So again, I think a player who's going to be very, very useful for us. Next up, we've got a Chilean player, Alexis Vidal. Again, more one for the future, I think. A good left back, decent potential. We might see some good stuff out of this guy. Next up then we've got the Latvian Davis Dubra. Pretty good defender. He's nearly got his Holy Trinity all at 10s for defence. And his potential looks decent as well. I think maybe a backup for now because we have some pretty damn good defenders in this squad already. But you never know what the future might hold. Next up then from Micronesia, Jake Simpson. Again, I think he's probably he's the only Micronesian player in the world. So that should be interesting. He'll definitely get called up pretty soon. Decent stats at the moment and pretty damn good potential as well by all accounts. So he's one that we should watch and someone who I believe is probably going to become the most capped player in Micronesian history. And next up then from Puerto Rico, we have got Victor Cruz. Again, a strong centre-back who can also play left-back. Holy Trinity of defence is already above 10. Again, one for the future though, I think. Next up from Fiji, we've got the central midfielder and defensive midfielder Dave Rakula. Excited for this guy. I think he's going to be a cracking player for us. Got some very, very good stats all in the right place and someone who I think is going to be very, very dominant in the middle of the park for us. I'm only pressing back once, he's going back twice. Another defensive midfield / centre midfielder we have is from Turkmenistan, and that is Ruslan Serdar. Looks like a pretty solid player once again. Obviously not quite as good as Rakula, but still someone at this level who is going to be very, very dominant in the centre of the pitch. Again, it's gone back twice. Next up then, Mexican, we have got Andrade Del Rio, right midfielder. In the reserves at the moment, only 17 years of age, but does look like he has a very good potential. So hopefully this guy will develop over time and become a very effective member of the squad. Next up, another right midfielder then from San Marino, Sonny Hansen. Pretty good stats actually in the crossing, dribbling, first touch, passing. Some very important stats where you need them. Decisions and concentration aren't great though. But hopefully again, he's one with a big potential that we can utilise more in the future. Next up then, another right midfielder from Kiribati. I think that's how you pronounce it. Atino Yan. Not great at this moment of time, but a decent potential. Again, probably, yep, he's the only person on the game who exists of this nationality, so that should be interesting. So he should probably get called up for the international squad straight away. He is also wanted by Charlton Athletic, so that's an interesting one as well. But someone I think we're going to get some good use out of in the future. Next up then from Iceland, we have got George Adamson, a central midfielder, 16-year-old. Not great at the moment, he has an okay potential. I think this might be a little bit of a dud, one that we might end up looking to move on in the future. But for now, we'll keep a hold of him. Next up then, we have got a midfield and right midfield player in Luke Simon. Again, one for the future maybe. Again, not great potential though. So we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. Next up then, one of our bigger players actually, a right and left midfielder from Guyana, Terrell Gordon. Really good stats and good potential as well. This guy is going to be a cracker. Are there many Guyana players? And there are quite a few Guyana players in the game actually. Hopefully he can get himself into the national squad pretty soon as well though. He looks like he's a very good player with good potential. Next up then from Gabon, we have Mario Ndong. Again, possibly one of our best players, this lad. Really, really good physical attributes, good mental attributes as well, and great technical attributes. So one who I think is going to be incredibly dominant this season. As you can see, he's already been incredibly dominant in pre-season. Next up then, we have got Aid Gelvano from East Timor. We've got a couple of East Timor players. Again, are they the only? Yeah, both of our players are the only East Timor players to exist, so they'll probably get called up for the national squad as well. Again, pretty damn good stats already, actually, with a really, really high potential. So this really could be an outstanding player. Next up, then, we have got from, I think it's Guadeloupe? I don't know. Guadeloupe? I have no idea. Either way, Leoc Nestor, French player who can play right mid, right attacking mid, and centre attacking mid. Very good stats already, and even better potential as well. So again, another cracking player we have here. Next up then, we have got from Barbados, Shaquille Bailey. Now this is our talisman player at this point in time, I believe. Absolutely cracking stats, as you can see. Great physical, mental and technical attributes already, and a player who I think is going to lead this team to glory moving forward. Of course, there's already quite a few Barbadian players on the game. Hopefully, oh, there's one actually in Arsenal there as well. Hopefully he can get himself into that national squad pretty quickly. Let's go further down then. Where are we now? So we are at here. Brian Navas from Costa Rica. Definitely one for the future once again. Left mid and left attacking mid. Not great current ability, but fairly good use for the team in the future apparently. So we'll see how he progresses in the future. Next up then from Denmark, we have got Christian Laudrup. Again, some pretty decent mental attributes, decent technical attributes. He has a good potential for the future, but at this point in time, there are better players than him, so he's going to be another one for our reserves. And next up, then, we have got Fan Coco from Myanmar. Attacking centre midfielder, good physical and mental attributes. Maybe not as good as some of the other players that we do have, but definitely one that I want to see do well this season as well. Next up then, we have got Jose Cruz, the second player from East Timor. I'm a bit kind of surprised with this name, actually, to be honest, Jose Cruz. I did this sort of search on the national team of East Timor and just took a couple of names and combined them to make one. And Jose Cruz just seems, I'm sure East Timor's in Asia, so Jose Cruz, I'm not quite sure where that name came from, but either way, he is here now. Decent current ability, even better potential ability. I think East Timor is going to have a couple of very, very good players in their national side very, very soon. Now into the strikers. First of all, we have got Craig Mason from Montserrat. Looks like a pretty good player, actually. He's done pretty well in pre-season. 4 goals from 2 starts and 3 substitute appearances and an assist and a player of the match as well. He did actually score a hat-trick in one of our pre-season friendlies, so interesting to see how this guy gets on this season. We've also got from Sri Lanka, Subhash Kumara. Looks pretty decent. Again, he's come on for 1 friendly match in the pre-season and scored a goal as well, so you can't moan too much. I think this guy's probably been more one of the future ones, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. Now we have from Vietnam, Lung Hao. He looks pretty good as well. He's played a few games, not scored a goal pre-season though, but he's got good finishing, good dribbling, good flair, leadership and off the ball as well. Next up then we have got from the British Virgin Islands, James Wilson. I'm pretty excited about this player actually, he looks pretty damn good. There are a few players already that do exist. There's actually one in the nation already. He's 46 years of age, Andy Mitchell. Wow. So yeah, he's probably going to get called up to the national squad as well. Looks like a very good player. Scored 4 in 4 for us pre-season, so I think he'll get a good chance moving forward as well. Next up, we've got from Gibraltar, the 15-year-old Luke Buffman. Should be an interesting player. Not great current ability, but potential looks pretty interesting. We'll see how he progresses in the future. And finally, we have Mantas Slivka, who is a Lithuanian striker. 2 substitute appearances pre-season and 0 goals so far, but a decent 7.3 rating. So there we go, that is the squad we currently have. This is the team we're starting the first game with. And let's go straight into that game now against Stratford. And here we go then. So I'll go through the team quickly. I mean, you've already seen all the players anyway, but just a quick recap. We've got Adrian Doyle in goal, the Northern Irishman. At left back, then we have the other Northern Irishman in Jermaine Nolan. The 2 centre-backs are going to be Bhutan's Choki Dodri, playing alongside America's LSD. At right back, we go with Hans Baumann. I'm not quite sure if I don't know if I want to do that, actually. Left midfield, then we have Loic Nestor. On the right, we have Mario Ndong from Gabon. Through the centre, then, we have Fiji's Dave Rakula, playing alongside Barbados' Shaquille Bailey. And then your 2 strikers for today are going to be Montserrat's Craig Mason, lining up alongside Sri Lanka's Subhash Kumara. Right, so it's going to be interesting. I think I did say it on the previous video. I believe that these first couple of seasons are going to be very, very easy. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably showing you more of the cup action. Alright, let's get this set up as well, because we've started doing... let's do extended highlights, but we want to do it in... Where is it? Is it in this? Camera... 2D Classic. There we go, we're going to do it in this. I want the replays like that, yeah, okay. Yeah, is that good? That's good, okay. So we're on the attack, 42 seconds in with a corner. So yeah, we're going to see how this all pans out. Like I said, I think these first couple of seasons, obviously we have some very good players because of the way that we're doing this. But at the same time, because we're the only professional team in the league, our fitness is going to be a lot higher as well. So it's going to definitely make it a lot easier for us to do well in the league. Of course, the cups are probably going to be a bit more interesting because... we can play against some of the higher teams. Here we go, goal for Craig Mason, 3.5 minutes in. Nice. So yeah, we should be a bit more interested in the cups because we are playing against some of the higher teams in that one. But should be interesting. I think what we'll do is we'll probably end up skipping a lot of the league games in these first few seasons, and I'll just start showing you the cup games instead. There's Nestor to Mason. Look how big our stadium is, though. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? I gave us a 2,500 seater stadium. It was funded, of course, being a YouTube football team. I like the way it's all purple. I like that. There's a bit of YouTube football team. Mr. PewDiePie has obviously donated a lot of money and helped us build the stadium. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a very good career mode, actually. I'm looking forward to this. Bauman's going to pick this ball up. Plays it back to Doyle. He'd love to get a clean sheet on his debut. Ball forward, Rakula back to Shaquille Bailey. Out wide to Ndong. As I'm just coughing my guts up. Ndong now bringing the ball forward here. Satish Kumara. Back through to Ndong. Oh, plays it just wide. You know what, I think I'm going to have to just go for key highlights because I think this is going to be a really, really long game if we don't, because we're going to get a lot of chances in this, I think, by the looks of it. Right, so Nesta and Mason are currently doing pretty well, both with 7.1s. We've got Wilson on the bench. I think he'll probably come on. Rakula now with the corner. Comes out to Ndong, took a shot. It took a deflection, but goes in. It's going to go down as an own goal. It was going wide before the deflection hit. And 20 minutes in, we lead 2-0. Yeah, I think promotion is a, I won't say a guarantee, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely something that I'm pretty sure is going to happen this season. Get us up to Division 9 then, that'd be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see what happens, I suppose. It's going to be very interesting, of course, because we've just thrown loads of random players in as well. Go on, Bailey, put that in. Oh, off the post. LSD's offside. Yeah, because we just put loads of random teams in. I've sort of done it all by the by reputation. It means that a lot of teams are going to be at sort of differing levels. So these first few seasons, I think there are going to be some very, very one-sided results, and then things will start to balance out as we go forward. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. And like I said, I'm sort of anticipating we're going to get promoted at least, I don't know, 5 or 6 seasons on the trot easily before things start to become a little bit more difficult. But it all depends on if we can keep a hold of our strong players that we bring through the academy every year. As Hans Baumann now big ball forward, finding Dodry, the Bhutanese centre-back. LSD, ball forward. It's a great ball forward, but Burks cuts it out. Horton now. Derbyshire plays it forward, but LSD is there once again. Rakula. Bailey. Through to Mason. He's already got 1 to his name in the game. Can he make it 2? He can't. It's saved by the goalkeeper. There's the corner straight into the keeper's hand. Ball goes forward then, and Ndong gets cut out. Rakula, great ball forward, finding Kamara. There we go. There we go. 3-0 up. Subhash Kamara with the goal. Rakula, great ball forward, through. Same word, I suppose, isn't it? And Kamara puts it into the back of the net. Lovely. Right, so there we are, 3-0 up at half-time. It's pretty good. And there are some other good results knocking around. There's a 3-0 for Kleist Rovers as well against HMS Hawkins at half-time. So let's tell the guys we're happy with how they're getting on. We're happy. I'm going to try and bring a few different players on the second half, just to give a few other players a run around. Surprised that Rakula's only playing a 7.0, considering he has got an assist in this game. I'm a bit confused by that, to be honest. Nestor now bringing the ball forward. Here's Rakula. There's Bailey. Plays it back to Dodgery. Ball forward to Mason. It's cut out by Horton. Bailey tries to get it back. Nestor now. It's going to play it down the line, I think, towards the advancing Nolan. Back to Nestor. Forward to Bailey. Here's Nolan. Battle back to Bailey. Slowly building this one up. Bailey back to Nestor once again. Oh, he's been taken off him, and now all of a sudden Stratford pushing forward. Heslop, big ball forward to Black. Plays it back to Redding, who plays it back over the top to Black, who's stayed on side. Can Stratford here get a goal back? No, Doyle with a save, and then Black puts the ball into the back of the net. There goes our clean sheets. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. That's disappointing. It was, I don't know. Right, let's make some changes and let's change some things around. Let's bring on James Wilson in place of Kamara. Let's give Wilson a chance to show what he can do. Put him on as a pressing forward. Fankoko wants to come on. Let's rest Bailey, who's already done pretty well. He's our best player, isn't he? Let's go for a bit of a diamond. See how we get on. And then let's bring on Victor Cruz for the Nolan who has been booked. Well, says he can play left back, but then he doesn't seem very comfortable when we put him on the pitch, does he really? But good triple substitution. Redding now with the ball. Bauman plays it forward to Wilson. Back to Bauman. Here's Rakula. Plays the ball forward through, looking for Mason. I think he was going for Fankoko, but Mason picked it up, took the shot. The ball goes just around the corner from the goalkeeper's touch. And now it's going to be Rakula to cross the ball in from the corner. It goes all the way across. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Dave Rakula looks to be taking it from Fiji. Well, not from Fiji. That's a long way to take a penalty from. But Dave Rakula from Fiji looks to be taking it. Can he put the ball in the back of the net and make it 4-1 here? He does. Dave Rakula, with his first goal for the club, makes it 4-1. Nice. So maybe we're not going to be as dominant as... Well, I say that we're 4-1 up. I mean, at least we're not going to be hammering them 8-0 every game, which is what I was a little bit worried about, to be honest. But like I said, it's going to be easy to start off with. The fact that we are a professional side, we're going to have much better fitness than the other teams around us in this division. And we do have some very, very good players as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. But I feel like we should be pretty good. I feel like the league is still pretty easy for a win, I think, for us. Definitely. I don't think we need to... I said we have got a transfer we can make in the window still if we want to, but I don't really think we need to at this point in time. I don't want to really take anyone's first team football chances away. I think a little bit later on when we get a bit higher up and we need something to help us out because we've got a weakness in the side, then maybe we'll do that. But I think at this point in time, I want our players to play as many games as possible. Why is it not let me do the... Oh, okay then. I've got no idea. Okay. Well, there we are. We are now in third place behind Folkestone and Axminster. Axminster got a 5-1 victory away from home. And Folkestone don't exist. There are Folkestone. Must play a different day. So yeah, it's a pretty good start for us. If we look at the schedule, we've got another game coming up against the YMCA, the Young Men's Christian Association. So I'll play that one off camera, then I'll bring you back, I think, for these two games here. So it's going to be the FA Vase against, or the FA Cup first round against Fringstone, who are in 9A, and the FA Vase first round against Leytonstone and Ilford, who are in 9B. So we'll get those two games out the way. and hopefully make our way through to the second round of both those cups. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.